World Racing, and we're here for round number 9 here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, obviously, some technical hitches meant that we're running a little bit late and with reduced graphics, but we are here, and it's Mike David going top of Q2. Fantastic result from him to get as far as there. The rest of the field obviously showing us not qualifying through, but the rest of the field that did manage to get through include Paradise Bear, Mondog, Hoonigan, Jenny Goosh, Morgan, Echoes, Adrian, Sphere Cookie, and Trigster. People knocked out: Mateo Spear, Becky Boo, the Master, and Slicer 500 all are out of this session, and will start in their respective places. We'll be through to Q3. Hello again to all our viewers here at SynergyPWR People's World Racing. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you for tuning in on this Tuesday night for the Division 2 Grand Prix here in Austria. I'll get it right eventually. One of my favourite tracks here on the calendar, actually, one of my personal favourites, but this first person to be leaving will be Paradise Bear. In the McLaren, of course, teamed up with Heatproof Ham. Fortunately not here today on commitments with quote-unquote the missus on a date, so obviously wishing him the very best here today. We'll take a quick look at the lap data. Spectator menu, of course. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. We'll be sure to take a look at the comments if you are tuned in here today at SynergyPWR People's World Racing. Paradise Bear obviously on the in lap at the moment, and you may notice intermediate tyres are the ones of point of view here today for the Q3 session. Not too sure if they're permitted to keep that one. I know as Bear going to be the first to settle up, and McLaren looking to get it on the board. Good evening, Callum White. Hope you're doing very well here today. Orbit Nations for Division 1, watching this Division 2 Grand Prix here today as Paradise Bear comes round turn 1. Red Bull Ring, my personal favourite of mine. Let us know what your comments are, actually, of this Division 2 race here, and of course the Austrian track itself. Of course it is hashtag P2AUT, if you went, as Paradise on this occasion. Another one to keep there as well, as unfortunately his teammate Mini Carrot not available to race. He's out and will not be racing here at Austria, so he is on his own and will be pulling up the team Sauber on his own in the Constructors' Championship. Meanwhile, Adrian and Sphere Cookie both racing and sandwiching the rest of the field. Everyone yet to still set a lap time though, so keep an eye on that one. Let me know who your favourite is for poll as well, of course. Leave it in the there with the hashtag PWR2AUT, and if you've got any questions at all, leave them with hashtag AskJames. Good evening to Tom123 for the win. Money on Adrian for pole position. So Cookie crosses the line though first with 1:13.1 as Mongdog crosses with a 17.7, so he's got to set a lap time. Paradise Bear 24.0. Doing very well. Thank you very much for your comment. Hello to you. Hoonigan sets fastest lap of the race of this qualifying session. Sorry, 1 minute 12.7 for him in the Ferrari. So crack there from his team. We'll keep a firm eye to the field as it looks like Adrian is coming through the corners now. Don't want to stating that his money is on Adrian to take pole. Will he take? We'll have a look as he comes. Will he be able to take pole position? It's 1:15. That is an invalidated lap time, so he'll be going round for another run. Alfranzo, not on the stream today. No, Eddie and Adrian are both tuning in for the Division 1 Grand Prix, and they are the commentary for Division 1's Grand Prix on a Wednesday night. That's tomorrow night, of course, for this Grand Prix. Sphere Cookie going 1 minute 12.6 fast racer at the moment by a tenth of a second, actually separating him and Hoonigan in the Ferrari, currently in the pit. Adrian still yet to time at the moment and actually recovering some of his ERS. So I think he's on an in-lap. Even though next across, will he be able to improve on the lap time? He will not, though. It's 1 minute 12.5. It's 10 seconds slower than his lap time, so maybe a bit of a spin out somewhere. We will see. But Trickster is faster than his previous lap time. He's 2/10 up on his sector 2 time, so fingers crossed he'll be able to look and see what happens. Hope you're doing well today, Eddie. Thank you for your comment. Trickster flooring it to the line. Will he be able to improve on a 1 minute 12.6? No, 13.35. He goes P3 just in front of Paradise Bear. That's 2/10 separating him and P4. Cracking lap time from the Sauber runner. Still waiting on Morgan to set a lap time at the moment. He's actually 1,000 faster in the first sector, so he's looking to improve his lap times even further. His Korean license set a lap time at the moment. Good evening, by the way, to PXM Echoes. Glad to have him back in SynergyPWR after taking in a bit of an enforced break from league racing. He's now back racing as a reserve driver, currently in the Force India. Currently P8 at the moment with a 1 minute 15.0, so it's really good to see him back. Big shout out to Being Emotional as well, one of the original runners at SynergyPWR, who also joins us back at SynergyPWR in Division 2. Not able to race tonight, however, but he will be back, fingers crossed, for next week's race. Round number 10 will be his starting time as Morgan 4S crosses the line with a 1 minute 13.996, putting in P7 just a little bit faster than Mongdog. In fact, just by 100th of a second. So Tom 1, 2, 3 for the win, claiming Adrian would be the fastest runner here. He's currently on a 13.6 at the moment. Worth making note, we were on actually dry conditions earlier, if I remember correctly. So we were only just into the wet conditions, which may just mean that these drivers are now running dry setups rather than the regular wet setups. So a bit of an unusual one. Let's go up saying Mike for pole position. Well, he's indeed in P3 at the moment, 1 minute 13.1. Slow car at the moment though, so he's obviously just getting back to the pits, maybe out of fuel actually for that matter. So might David potentially for pole, we'll have to see, but the Red Bull now currently slowly coming round, the number 42 Red Bull looking to get back as soon as he can. Callum White, Orbit Nations, money on Jenny for pole. Must put Jenny, that is of course Jenny Gooch, currently down the order at the moment actually, 1 minute 15.4, the Australian Haas driver looking to try and pick up the pace just a little bit. Currently sitting in P10 at the moment, just under 3 seconds slower than the fastest lap time here, so hopefully that won't be too much of an issue indeed. Good evening if you are tuned in, of course, here on this Tuesday night at Division 2 race here at Austria. Apologies for the reduced graphics here today. We're still having a few teething problems with the new system we have set up, which means that when I'm streaming I can't actually stream and then restream. Bit of a weird one, but we'll get all that sorted out and fingers crossed we'll be back in action next week. Pardon my voice, also all over the place. Jenny Gooch now coming across the lap time now to start his official lap time. Fingers crossed he'll be able to improve. Remember, the intermediate runners here, so not going to be looking for fastest lap times ever, but we are seeing some cracking lap times coming in indeed with 1 minute 12.6. We'll find out round number 9. Fabulous, Jamie. Thank you for commenting. Gotta love the rain. Yeah, the rain's not exactly the nicest on this game indeed. I think worst scenario on this track, or any track for that matter in the rain, in classic Carters. Horrible, horrible. Yes, Orbit Nation's also decided to run I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here in the background as well. Fair play, but we're still an hour away from that, and I'm sure there's plenty of action going to be happening here. Austria, indeed a very fun track. We can take a look back at the Division 1 race back last season where Silver Surfer managed to take the win on the very final corner where Jenny Gooch is approaching right now. Actually, it was the very penultimate corner, if I remember correctly. Taking it off Sean Gregory in the wet to dry conditions. He put intermediate tyres on, Shaw put dry tyres on, and by the second to last final corner, he ended up losing that win to Silver Surfer. That was a cracking time though, and the cracking time from Jenny Gooch put him up to 9th with a 1 minute 14.1. Down the order still, needs to find another 10th if he wants to push up to 8th. He needs to find at least just about 1.5 seconds if he wants to try and gain on pole position. Fingers crossed we won't make any mistakes in the commentary box, as there were some really big moments happening at France last week and my mic was muted, so fingers crossed none of that will happen here today. as we're on board with Trickster. He's not looking to make any mistakes either, because he's, like I said, out with his teammate, as Hoonigan goes fastest by a tenth of a second, 1 minute 12.5 for the Ferrari runner. So that's BT managing to beat Sphere Cookie, but also up there as well is PXM Echo, 6 for him as well. So he could be burgeoning up there to try and take pole position as well. Keep a firm eye on that one. Trickster coming now around the final selection of corners. He's going to be flooring it to the line. He'll be able to beat the lap time. 12.9, sorry, for Trickster. Puts him up to P6 though, unfortunately, as that lap time wasn't invalid. Lap time for the Ferrari. Sauber Ferrari, rather. The Scottish runner of PXM Echoes. Nice to have him back here at SynergyPWR. As I said, had to take a bit of an enforced break. Did Echoes, but he's back and running. Racing for Phoenix Motorsport group chat, which I'm sure many of the runners here at SynergyPWR also race for as well. So glad to have him back here in Division 2 after taking an enforced break. Pretty much want to focus on real life commitments, but PXM Echoes crosses the line now with 15.2. He's 2 seconds down on his fastest lap, but I'm sure he's going to be going even faster. Trickster on at the moment, going around to set his fastest lap time at the moment, as some other drivers now coming in. Jenny Goosh had enough. He's finished with a 13.5. Morgan 4S, he's going to be coming around the corner to set his lap time, 30 seconds to go, so he'll have an opportunity to do another lap if indeed he has enough ERS and fuel to do so. Here comes the Williams across the line. P9, still 3/10 of a second. Oh! Mong Dog ends up crossing into gravel, and that he is out of that, and he starts P10. Unfortunate for Mong Dog, because he was on an absolute fly. Paradise Bear coming across now. P7, he's going to be on a hot lap. As is Trickster, he's going to be on a hot lap. Sphere Cookie also on a hot lap as well, so we'll keep a firm eye on that one, but we'll go back to Trickster as he comes now across the very final corner to try and take a lap time. He needs to get improved on a 13.2. Can he do it as he crosses the line? It's a 12.9, so he manages to improve, but unfortunately is an invalidated lap again for the Sauber, so he starts P6. Paradise Bear also on another lap as well, so we'll keep a firm eye on that one. But Sphere Cookie is also a car we want to keep a firm eye on as well, because he could be on an absolute flyer as well. He's looking for pole position here. Is the Toro Rosso Honda. The question is, will he be able to beat Hoonigan's 1 minute 12.5? It just needs to find a tenth of a second if he wants to take pole position. He's 1 minute 12.5 to beat. He's going to be going on there with the DRS not open indeed. He crosses the line out of fuel, I believe, with a 13.2. He takes P2. As Morbid Forest comes into the pits, we have our final selection of drivers here for end of Q3, and it is the Ferrari of Hoonigan starting on pole position. None of you guys there called Hoonigan, but Sphere Cookie starts P2, Adrian starts P5, Mike starts P4, and of course reserve driver PXM, forgot to mention him. Well, in that year, he's a reserve driver, cannot complete all actually. Sphere Cookie will be able to reconnect before the start. Feeling a bit lost without the music, but it is Hoonigan on pole position here with a 1 minute 12.527, leading the way there from Sphere Cookie with just less than a tenth separating them. PXM Echoes will be very happy with P3, the reserve driver from Scotland will be very happy with a 12.6, just a little bit less than 2 tenths separating them. Big gap though separating him from Mike David, currently in P4 with Adrian the 8th in P5. Trickster in P6 with Paradise Bear P7, Jenny Goosh starting in P8, Morgan 4S P9 and Mong Dog. It is P10 for him after just spinning on the final selection of corners in Sector 3. The race is coming up. We are without Sphere Cookie here today. I think the forcible leaving situation has left it now without a starter, so chances are we're probably going to end up seeing a restart here. We will keep you informed. I think the chances are we are not starting again. Sphere Cookie's car is in the game, so we'll keep a firm eye on that one and see if that's just a bit of a glitch. But Sphere Cookie's car is in the game, but we'll go down the running order here at SynergyPWR, and the drivers on intermediate seems to be slowly gaining heavy wet conditions. It's Hoonigan starting on pole. It's Sphere Cookie in P2. PXM Echoes will be very happy with P3. Mike David in P4 and Adrian in P5. Trickster takes happy with P6. Paradise Bear P7. Jenny Goosh P8. Morgan P9 and Mongdog in P10. Both Williams are starting from the back of Q3 session. Becky Boo will be happy with P11 and the Master starting in P12. Slicer in P13. We'll be very happy, I believe, after a pretty good run, actually. Diverse Jamie P14, Mateo Spear starting P15, and of course we have 16th position coming in. I think some drivers have decided to leave the session. We are restarting due to Sphere Cookie not being allowed in the session. So we'll keep a firm eye on that one. Looks like we are going to be attending a restart, so we'll be back very shortly. Stay tuned.